Okay guys, I'm going to review for your quiz by doing the problems that were on the board. So the first one is the most important because it's going to be on your quiz and we haven't talked about it, but it's very easy. Okay, the question was sine of x equals -7/5. Now, guys, if there's an x there, then the directions would be to solve from 0 to 2 pi. Okay, so that means that I know my calculator needs to be in radians. That's important. So I'm going to make sure you go to mode and put it in radians. Now, to solve this one, we're going to take the inverse of -7/5. Remember, taking the inverse does not flip it. Inverse just means I'm giving you an output, you're giving me an input, and vice versa. Right? I'm going to give you an outside number, you're going to give me an inside number. That's all it is. To flip it, that means you're going to take the reciprocal. You only flip it if you see cosecant, right, secant, or cotangent. This is the only time you take the reciprocal. All right, so in your calculator, when you type this in, right, I'll give you a second. You should have done that already. But when you try to type in the inverse sine of -7/5, you end up with an error. Okay, and this is the reason. Okay, -7/5 is approximately -1.4, right? Well, on your unit circle, as far as x and y is concerned, the farthest you can go out or up is 1. So I went all the way to -1.4, which is down here, which is beyond my unit circle. So when you get that, an error on your calculator, it meant no solution because the problem was not able. Okay, number 2, same directions. Keep it in radians. And the problem said 4 secant x plus 3 equals 8. Right, you're going to, remember, try to get secant of x all by itself. Move the 3 over. So now you're at 4 secant x equals 5. Again, you're going to get this all alone. So divide everything by 4. So now you're at secant of x equals 5/4. Secant is not on our calculator. The reciprocal of secant starts with an S. The reciprocal is cosine. Now, when you switch from cosine to sine, that's when you, or from secant to cosine, that's when you flip. So now you're at 4/5. So in the calculator, to get x by itself, to free x, you take the inverse. Right? So cosine is positive in 2 quadrants, here and here. Here's your angle measure. You typed this on the calculator, you should have gotten 0.64. So that actually was one of your answers because it was positive. Now you have to find the other answer. Remember, you're going to travel from here, 0, all the way here. And we're in radians. So this is 3.14 all the way to 6.28. To get this mark, you would do 6.28, which would have taken us all the way and back up a little. So back up 0.64, which would have given you 5.64. Okay. Your last problem, the directions are going to change. Okay. This time the directions say solve if you have 0 theta to 360. This means your calculator, now go to mode, if you forgot how, go to mode. Okay, that's the mode is right by the second, and you want it in degrees now, this one. So hit enter, and it'll flash degrees. You can hit second quit to get out. It said, it's number 3, 3 sine of theta minus 2 equals 0. You want to get sine of theta by itself, so you're going to add 2 to both sides first. So now you're at 3 sine of theta equals 2. Divide both sides by 3, so sine is 2/3. So in other words, at what angle does that have a sine value of 2/3? Well, in your calculator, to find the answer, it'll actually find it for you. Sine is positive here and here. That means it's this angle and this one. When you typed this into your calculator, you should have gotten 41.81 degrees. Now you've got to decide how how to get the other measure. Start here, and I'm trying to get from 0 all the way to here. Remember, we're in degrees now. Okay, so your numbers should be bigger, so we're going to use 180 now. So you're going to go to 180 and back up. So 180 minus your 41. So that gave us our two answers were 41.81 degrees. Don't forget your degrees when you're in degree mode. And then 180 minus 41 was 138.19. All right, go ahead and put this away and get your quiz out. Now remember, on your quiz, be careful. If there's a theta, you need to be in degree mode. If there's a radian or an x, be in radian mode. It'll switch halfway through the quiz. Good luck.